Alpha Tiles is a literacy game app for Android phones developed by SIL International. Our design goal for Alpha Tiles is to be able to create basic literacy games for a new language in less than 1 week. SIL is a nonprofit serving around the world with a vision to see people flourish in community using the languages they value the most. SIL is currently involved in approximately 1,350 active language projects in 104 countries. Okay, so what prompted SIL to begin development of Alpha Tiles in June of last year? Research shows that children who receive initial literacy instruction in their mother tongue are more successful at learning to read a second language. However, only a fraction of the world's 7,000 languages have literacy game apps available to play on smartphones. In a survey of 553 minority languages spoken in the Spanish-speaking countries of the Americas, we could only find apps for 6 languages with spelling activities in the Play Store. This might be somewhat expected, given that most of the world's languages have fewer than 10,000 speakers, so it can frequently be a challenge for a minority language community to independently create a literacy games app. If we sequence every language in the world by the number of speakers, it would look something like this. On the left, there are 422 languages with 1 million or more speakers. On the right, there are 424 languages with fewer than 100 speakers. If we finish filling out the graphic, we see that the majority of the world's languages have between 1,000 and 100,000 speakers. Cost-benefit analyses often give priority to larger markets. This makes it uncommon for development organizations to focus on languages with fewer than 1 million speakers when investing in educational resources. Alpha Tiles attempts to respond to this by simplifying the app creation process for under-resourced language communities. Language communities prepare various data files in a shared Google Sheet, and they collect audio and images for the app. After this, the language community has the freedom to use the open-source Alpha Tiles software to compile their final app, but most language communities ask the Alpha Tiles team to compile the app for them, which we do at no cost. This division of the two tasks of asset preparation and app compilation allows language communities to build a custom app without learning any new software. In May of this year, we were able to prove our concept, creating 7 localizations of Alpha Tiles in a 1-week workshop. Alpha Tiles is now being tested in 28 different languages, and another 40 language communities are preparing their app build files. So far, the app has been played for a few thousand hours by users. Now let's think about who might use the Alpha Tiles app. Our goal is to make an app that can be useful to a wide spectrum of users, including adults, not just children. This wide spectrum approach is, in part, a practical response to limited resources. It also recognizes that many cultures have a more communal approach to learning than Western cultures. Now we're going to watch a video clip in a community in Colombia in which children of 4 different age levels interact with 4 different levels of the game. Having a progression of difficulty levels allows a wide range of users to find the app engaging.
Jaki kwako? Togo. Teng. Ano?
Enak.
Enak. Gwashi mongkawar. Anjakcha. Memanyi. Bimi gumagwak.
Jirang gamasyanan.
Nina wakane kami magawa kwag.
I.
Kangosyo. Jira. Nang kami mema ash mukshena unyiki mimi nuko.
Aha, mba nakshena mba kozi mba shkwagaga.
Nang kambaro jina kimoto gawa kwaga.
Nga.
Goshima. Kozi goshima. Kozi.
Now let's take a look at a demo of the Alpha Tiles app.
Agu. Ahkwan. Ahmu.
Aku.
Nja. Nja.
In. Naska. Ido.
Ndele. Del.
Mihka. Mihka.
Ñuñu. Ñuñu.
Rushi. Rushi.
Okay, now I'd like to take a look at some of the major lessons we've learned in the past year. First, the app localization process is working. On multiple occasions, we have been able to compile a trial app within 1 hour after receiving the build files from a language team. 90% of the apps have been made without a single in-person meeting, and most of the apps have been made over email. Second, the open source approach is providing real access. As one example, a language team recently contacted us to let us know that they had compiled their own AlphaTiles app without our assistance. They simply found the code base on GitHub, downloaded it, and used Android Studio to create their own app. Third, partners are important. Of the 28 AlphaTiles apps that we have made for language communities so far, just 3 of the languages account for more than 80% of the hours played. When language communities adopt the AlphaTiles app widely, there is always a local team behind this that has experience with apps and has a large network of relationships across the language community. So what's next for our development team? We continue to develop new game levels, add new features, and test the app in new languages. Our dream, which we don't currently have funding for, is to make iOS and web versions of AlphaTiles to complement the Android version. And we'd also like to create a web service that facilitates app creation. This would allow for language communities to create apps even more independently.